Hi everyone, yasas, que kalos tirtate to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today I'm going to teach you how to make Melopita. It comes from the Greek island of Sifnos and it's a simple and creamy cheesecake that's made with ricotta and honey, ricotta cheese and honey. It's so easy to make. It comes together in one bowl and then you just bake it in the oven for under an hour and you'll have a dessert that's just elegant, light, delicious, and super creamy. Let's get started. So you want to start off with really good quality ricotta cheese. In Greece, it's traditionally made with anthotiro, which ricotta cheese is the closest you can get to anthotiro. But if you can find it, it's almost like a ricotta insalata, which is a drier ricotta cheese that's really creamy and good. If you can get the best quality ricotta cheese that you can find, it'll work for this recipe. If it has a lot of liquid in it, make sure to put it in a strainer over a bowl and just to strain it for at least an hour or two or overnight. I like to strain mine regardless whether it's watery or not, just to get it nice and thick and to remove as much of that liquid as possible. If you make your own ricotta cheese, that's even better. And I do have a very old recipe teaching you how to do that on YouTube, so you can check that out. I'll put the link in the description box down below. Anyway, once you're done draining it, go ahead and just put the ricotta cheese in a big bowl. We have 600 grams of ricotta. You can use between 600 to 700 grams. If you want it to be a thicker cheesecake, you can add more. It's completely up to you. And we're gonna add all the ingredients in this big bowl and just whisk it all together. You don't need any fancy equipment for this. So 600 grams of ricotta that's been drained. Then I'm gonna add 3/4 of a cup or 200 grams of Greek honey. You are going to want to warm this up a little bit, otherwise it's going to be hard to mix, especially if you're making this cheesecake in the winter time, and honey does tend to get a little bit thicker and it is harder to stir in. So you can warm this in the microwave or you can put it in a bowl with hot water in it to thin it out however you want. You're going to add 3 eggs and 1 yolk to the mixture, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, the zest of an orange, or you could do the zest of a lemon, and the juice of the orange will go in here as well, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. And that's it. Just whisk everything all together until it's smooth. Then I have a 9-inch round springform pan. This is the pan that we use to make cheesecakes with because it has a removable side and bottom. It makes it very easy to transfer this onto a cake platter later on. Just make sure to grease it well. I have this olive oil spray here that I'm going to use, but you can grease it with butter if you want instead. Spray it really well so that way the cheesecake doesn't stick to the pan. And then just transfer all of the batter into your prepared baking pan or your springform pan, and you're going to want to make sure that your oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is going to bake in your oven for about 45 minutes. The center is still going to have a little bit of a jiggle to it. The longer you bake it, if you accidentally overbake it, it's going to crack later on while it's cooling. And I took mine out a few minutes later because I didn't hear my timer ring, so it did crack after it came out of the oven, which is perfectly fine. This is a rustic cheesecake. It's fine. If you want it to come out nice and smooth, take it out a little bit before it's time. Don't let it overbake. Then go ahead and run a knife around the pan just to release the cheesecake and let it sit out at room temperature for about 30 minutes or so, or until it comes to room temperature. Then carefully remove the collar of the pan and you can put the cheesecake in the refrigerator to chill. You can do this overnight or for a few hours until it's nice and chilled. Then carefully transfer it to a cake platter, and now we're just going to garnish it with lots of Greek honey on top and some ground cinnamon. Just sprinkle the cinnamon on top and that's it. It's ready to serve. This goes great with some Greek coffee. Call some friends over and enjoy this. It's so beautiful. It is simple enough just to pull together for a last minute dinner party, or if you want to serve your family a delicious dessert at the end of the night after dinner time. This is delicious. Of course, it's elegant enough to serve at the holidays, so I'm going to leave it up to you. It's time for the taste test. It's so creamy. If you like cannoli cream, you're going to love this because it does have a little bit of the cannoli cream taste. It's really light and floral because of the honey, the vanilla, and the orange zest in there. It's to die for. I think you guys are going to love how simple this is, yet it's creamy and so delicious. Now, I have the recipe for this in my new ebook, 25 Days of Desserts. It's available to download on my website, dimitrasdishes.com. So head on over there and get the book so that way you can get this recipe and 24 other ones along with it. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yasas.